So what is the potential fallout from the interview? And the book's senior correspondent, John Miller, who worked as an assistant director of national intelligence at the time of the bin Laden raid, joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
You heard some classified briefings at the time when you were working the director of national intelligence.
I sat in on the briefing the next day by the director of the CIA, Leon Panetta, and I sat in the briefing the following day by the director of national intelligence, General Clapper.
Having done that, and then having watched this interview last night, what did you learn that you didn't know?
Well, this was a fascinating interview. Those were fascinating briefings, don't get me wrong, but the briefings in the intelligence community were all about putting together the little pieces that came to the thread that was pulled to that address in Pakistan. So from an intelligence standpoint, they were fascinating. But there's really no substitute for hearing the story from somebody who was in the room, fired the shots, and I think that was the key difference. This was much more about the tactical end of that than the intelligence end.
Before we go to the tactical end, it was remarkable how the intelligence team worked, especially the woman, in preparing them to get them there.
You know, I met with that group of people about 3.5 weeks before this raid, and they are some of the most amazing, dedicated analysts in the entire intelligence community. There was a conference room full of them. We went over a whole discussion I can't get into here, but the one thing they asked for when I was leaving, they said, do you have any more footage of Osama bin Laden walking around from the time you interviewed him? And I walked out with my right-hand guy, who was a veteran member of the al-Qaeda team, and I said, gee, why would they want more footage of him walking around? And he said, they must have somebody walking around.
What has been the reaction of other Navy SEALs?
Well, it's been mixed. There are a coterie of supporters of Mark Owen who say this is a story that needed to be told and he did a great job. But I spent the night on the phone last night with former SEALs who were talking to current SEALs who said they have 3 essential problems. Number 1, you don't reveal classified information. The Defense Department says they take the position he did. Number 2, the other SEAL books out there were individual stories of individual SEALs, Lone Survivor or Mark Greiten's book. Eric Greiten's book. This is a story of 23 other men, and the question is, did they get a vote in somebody else going forward and telling their whole story? Because now, even if they go through the process, they can't really.
All right, John Miller, thank you.